Good morning, students. Once again, we are back to the class of physical education. In the last week, we have started the chapter yoga. Little bit discussion about yoga. We have done what is yoga, what do you mean by yoga. Okay. And then benefits of yoga. What are the different benefits of doing yoga, and what is the importance of yoga in one's life. After that, little bit of heading, we have done that. What are the eight? What are the limbs of yoga? Limbs of yoga means that are the components of yoga by which you can say without which yoga is incomplete. So there were eight components of eight limbs of yoga were there. Yam, Niyam, Avir, Asana, Pratyahara, and all that. Yeah. We are discussing about the eight limbs. So today we will be starting with the eight. What are the eight limbs of yoga? The first limb of yoga is Yama. Yama means universal ethics. Universal ethics. Universal ethics. Under this, there are five sub-disciplines of Yama. Ahimsa, Satya, Asatya, Brahmacharya, Abhigarna. So these are the sub-disciplines of Yama. Without that, means like you can say they are making yoga together, but these sub-disciplines are making yam. So without this, yam is incomplete. Without yam, yoga is incomplete. So eight limbs of yoga and sub-disciplines of the limbs of yoga is these five. So what are the what is yam means? Yam means universal ethics. Now under this comes first one comes ahimsa. What is ahimsa? You might have heard ahimsa, ahimsa. Simple word and simple if we are simple layman language we are going, we will say it is non-violence. Non-violence. So what does ahimsa means? One of the most important terms of Indian cultural history, ahimsa, as we know, means non-violence. 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 Gandhi also used to say follow ahimsa and all that, so non-violence. Ahimsa means violence, ahimsa means non-violence. After that comes to observe ahimsa is to show compassion towards all living beings and avoiding and what we should avoid causing harm to others. We should avoid causing harm to others in one way or the other. To be kind, friendly, and accepting. How we can do this? By being kind and friendly. So avoid doing any harm to others. Be kind and friendly to your friend and to your living to the society around you, to the living beings, so that you can follow ahimsa. This is the only possible when negative emotion, where anger, jealousy are erased from one's mental makeup. Generally, human beings. What are the emotions inside them? They are anger, jealousy. But nobody is happy by seeing the progress of others. If you are saying in general terms, I am not saying nobody is happy by seeing the progress of others. Okay, why is earning more? Why I am earning less? So everyone feels jealous about others. But if you follow these rules, being friendly and open, but if you are being satisfied with the happiness of others also, that means you are following ahimsa. Now what happens? You are happy with the with the happiness of others also. You are happy with if one is earning more. You are happy of no, it is his destiny. It is his hard work that he is getting. So you will also feel satisfied, and you will not feel jealous about anyone. You will not be angry. Okay, why I am earning less? Why I am doing so much? Then also not getting anything. So after that comes satya. Satya, in simple words, in layman's language, what will say? Sach means truth. Satya means truth. Satya means truth. The principle of Yama highlights the importance of truthfulness. Universal ethics. The principle of Yama highlights the importance of truthfulness. Lies create unrest in the if you say lies create unrest in the mind and dirty the soul. आज आप झूठ बोल लेते हो. For example, today you can tell lie and you can be saved from any problem and all that. But what will happen? एक झूठ बोलने के लिए 100 झूठ बोलने पड़ते हैं, right? So today if you are telling lie, what will happen? You will not be satisfied from inside. It has done harm to someone else. If my lie, if I have told lie, it has done harm to someone else. That was not correct. You are happy from you. You might be happy in the when people are saying from outside you are happy, but from inside you might be feeling, no, I have done wrong. This natural tendency comes in one human being at any cost. After 1 week, after 2 weeks, it will come. मैंने वो गलती करी थी. I have told lie. और मेरे झूठ बोलने से that other person has suffered. So don't tell lie. Follow the path of truthfulness. So follow the path of truth. So this principle of Yama highlights the importance of truthfulness. Lies create unrest to the mind, in the mind and dirty the soul. They often lead to the feelings of anxiety. They often lead to the feelings of anxiety. What will happen? It will keep on coming inside your mouth. Arey yaar, I have told lie. I have told lie. So you are not sitting quietly, and what is coming inside your mind? Stress plus anxiety. After that comes asatya. It means not to speak, not speak. Opposite of satya, asatya. Simply, it means to not speak. Why does theft occurs? Either to acquire necessities that cannot be obtained by honest means. अपन चोरी क्यों करते हैं? Either to acquire necessities that cannot be obtained by honest means. सच्चाई से जो नहीं मिलता उसको अपन and by theft we try to achieve that. For example, you have not studied in our exam. Now the question comes, particular topic you have studied, and that particular question comes from that particular topic. Now what you will do? Here and there, by any means, you will ask the answer from your friends. You will try to ask the question from your friends so that you can get the answer and you will write into the answer book. So what is that stealing? Now you are not able to obtain that by the path of honesty. You are not about to gain that answer by the path of honesty. So you have taken the other way around by stealing, by cheating. You have found out the answer. So either to acquire necessities that cannot be obtained by honest means, or to satisfy your greediness, or to satisfy your greed. In either case, theft goes against the principle of Yam. In either case, theft goes against the principle of Yam. That means you are not following the ethics of life. You are not following the ethics of yoga. You are going against the ethics of Yam. So, since it is a dishonest and cruel act, the better alternative is to live according to the one means of work and earn as much you can, and does not deprive all the others people happiness, means मैं for a best example, मैं सब कुछ मेरे को मिले, दूसरों को कुछ ना मिले. That means you are going against the path of truthfulness. You are going against the path of Yam. You are not following the path of Yam. So the better alternative is to live according to the one's need. जितने में और you should be satisfied with what you have got, and earn so that they no need to deprive others of what is their right. Of others, what is their right? The best example, again I am in regarding paper only. If you will say you are not getting the answer of 5-mark question. Out of 100, suppose you are supposed to score 80 marks. In 5 marks, you are not getting the answer. So what will happen? Now you have asked the answer from someone else. Now you have become equal to that person, but it was not your right. It was not your right. Now both of you are having the same grade, 8 to 80, or 85%, 85 marks. But that person, you have declared the other person of his right. That you should not do. After that comes brahmacharya. In simple words, You are away from your sexual desires, that is known as brahmacharya. You are alone with yourself. You are alone. You are happy with oneself only. You are depriving of. You are keeping oneself away from all the desires of the world. After that comes apigraha. Parigraha is the holding of wealth for self-interest. Parigraha is the holding of wealth for self-interest. Its opposite is apigraha, is the adoption of a lifestyle determined by the vital needs. It enables us to be satisfied with what we have, thereby sparing us from harmful emotions like envy. क्या मतलब हुआ? What was परिग्रह है? परिग्रह was that okay, you are holding all things. For example, you might have seen क्या होता है न्यूज़पेपर also. If it comes okay, there will be a long run. What you will do? You will try to store as much as you can. You don't know whether it is a long run for 1 month, for 1 week, or 1 day. So what you will try to do? मेरे को सब कुछ मिल जाए, दूसरे को भले कुछ ना मिले. Okay, bring pulses, bring atta, bring rice and all that. It should be sufficient for me. It should be sufficient for me. I am not worried about others. But where the feeling comes that what I have got, I am satisfied with. I am satisfied with it. I am satisfied with it. I need not to worry. I am thinking about myself also, and I am happy with what I have got. So that feeling will keep you away. That feeling of self-satisfaction will keep you away from jealousy, envy from others, and you will be a self-satisfied person, and you will be a happy person. You are not thinking about. You are thinking about others also, as well as for yourself also. And because of this, you are away from all the bad emotions like jealousy, anger, after that envy. So you are happy with the self-satisfaction. This was the first limb of yoga. After that comes नियम. इन सिंपल वर्ड्स यूज से वी आर फॉलोइंग द रूल्स. ये नियम लागू कर दिए हैं. दैट मीन्स ये रूल लागू कर दिए हैं. Regarding if for yoga we are going, that means personal rules. Again, there are sub-disciplines of niyam also. What are they? Shauch, Soch, what is a cleaning of one's body and mind? It focuses on the importance of having a clean mind, having a clean body and mind. That means Soch, clean body and mind, which can be realized by practicing asanas and pranayama. The former strengthens our muscles and the internal organs and help in removing toxins, while the latter cleanses our lungs and improves circulation of our air circulation. Moreover, clean mind now. How can we clean our body? By doing different types of asanas as well as pranayamas. Okay, now simply many asanas which help to clean our body from inside also. Now, how can you clean your mind? You don't say, okay, by doing yoga, simply by doing meditation. For example, by doing meditation, you are keeping away all the negative emotions away from your body. What are the negative emotions? Again, the same things: jealousy, anger, envy. These are the negative emotions. You are keeping away those negative emotions away from yourself. So, Soch means, but these are required asanas and what does it do? It focuses on the clean mind, which can be realized by doing asanas and pranayamas. Asana क्या करता है? It strengthens your muscles, it strengthens your body and internal organs and help them to function properly. pranayama क्या करता है? It improves the circulation and cleans your lungs, etc. What is pranayama? For example, inhaling all the air and retaining it and again exhaling it, like Anulom Vilom. All this comes under pranayama. So it focuses on the importance of having a clean body and mind, which can be realized by practicing asanas and pranayamas. The former strengthens our muscles and internal organs and helps in removing toxins from the body, while the later cleans our lungs, improves circulation. Moreover, clean mind, most important, moreover, clean mind gets rid of the unhealthy emotions, and makes our outlook more positive. Unhealthy emotion outlook more positive. Suppose if you are having negative emotion inside you, what will be the now? आज तुमने गलती कर दी. You have harmed somebody. It not intentionally only. What will be? You will be under stress. मैं क्या करूँ? मैंने क्यों किया? गलती से एक्सीडेंट किसको कर देता है? अपन परेशान रहते हैं, मेरे से उसको परेशानी हुई है, और whether he will be having any problem or not. So we should be away from all the negative thoughts. After that comes santosh. What does santosh means? Like apigraha. Apigraha comes under yam. Santosh upholds modesty. Upholds modesty, which can bring the contentment of the mind. If we are content with what we have, no time will be wasted on the on the pursuit of that, on thinking of that what is not necessary for us. अगर अपन सेल्फ सेटिस्फाइड आदमी है, we are self satisfied people, we will not be worried about what we have not got. Suppose one individual who is not very good, if he start thinking of I should get a job, I should get a good job and all that, so then what he will do? He will try to steal other people, and he will not be other people also, and he will not be a satisfied person. क्या होगा? He thinking यार ये मेरे को मिलना चाहिए, but if he says that this person, I am happy, I will eat chapatis only. For me, this much is enough for keeping me healthy. For example, two chapatis enough. But no, I will take everything from outside and bring inside. Okay, no problem. Let it get stale. खराब होगा तो लेकिन दूसरे को नहीं मिलना चाहिए. If that mentality is there, that means you are not following the rules of name. You are not following the yam also as well, name also. You are thinking the well-being of others. First of all, think about the well-being of others. See how much happy you will be. If you are thinking the well-being for others. After that comes tapa. Tapa calls for discipline. Generally, what we used to say that particular sannyasi or Baba, they have gone tapa in Himalaya. They are in tapa. So tapa calls for disciplined use of energy produced by the body by applying it to fruitful physical tasks and activities. A healthy diet, correct body posture, exercise, all these are the part of the tapa. Means you can say correct body posture, healthy diet. These are part of the tapa or doing exercise. That means you are following the rules of niyam. You are following the discipline of tapa. That means you are eating also. You are removing your calories by doing vigorous exercise. As well as you are keeping your body posture also. So these are the elements of tapa. Now comes swadhyaya. Swad means self, adhyaya means study. Swadhyaya means self-study. Swadhyaya is therefore thoughtful reflection on oneself and one's action. It is Swa means self and Adhyay means study. Swadhyay means self study. So studying about oneself, that is Swadhyay. It is therefore thoughtful reflection of oneself and one's action. अपन ने क्या किया, ये एक्शन मैंने किया, ये सही था नहीं था. This action I performed, whether it was needed or not, it was needed in the hour, whether it was correct or not, whether it will do the harm to other people or not. That is important. By being aware of oneself, we can find out one's strength and weakness and figure out, for example, what is our weakness and how to remove that weakness. So by doing Swadhyay, we can follow all this. ठीक okay dear children, today we had done the out of the 8 books we had done Yam and Niyam. So Yam was universal ethics, after that comes Niyam, that is personal rules. And these are some disciplines of Niyam. Again, one more is remaining, that is Ishvara Pranadhana. Ishvara Pranadhana. Okay, that we will do tomorrow. So these are the sub-disciplines of Yam as well as Niyam. So after that, two limbs we had done. Now asana pranayama they are remaining. So we will be dealing in our next class. Till then, take care, children.